good evening. This is Khoisan Talks. Welcome back to the channel. And for those who are new who are joining us, welcome. We are two Khoisan women from South Africa and Namibia in particular. And on this channel, we talk everything Khoisan. Khoisan spirituality, Khoisan politics, social and economic structures, and also the diversity of the different Khoi and San within the Southern African spectrum. My name is Sabiha. I'm a Khoi girl or a Huhu girl from the Western Cape, South Africa. I also want to say one of the most densely populated of the Huhu is in the Western Cape. And I'm joined by my beautiful sister in Namibia. I will let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, Kaisi Koi to my Koi people. I am Jessica Passon. I'm from Namibia, Southwest Africa. I'm resided in a small coastal town within Namibia, Henties Bay, but I'm originally from the capital city of Windhoek. So welcome to our channel, and I hope we can enlighten you tonight, today, this afternoon, during this morning, whenever you tune into our podcast. Be welkom, wees op julle se gemak, wees julle self. I just focus Afrikaans to those who doesn't know. It was discovered by our own Khoisan people. When they had to trade, we had to create a language so that we could understand one another with the traders. But most welcome to all of you. And I hope that the enlightenment tonight will be blessed and God willing. Thank you so much, sis. Back to my beautiful sister.
Oh, that was such a beautiful introduction to bring both languages in. And Hugo. So that was nice. Recently, we did a bit of lineage or a bit of tracing of my sister, Jessica Basson. And we discovered that her mother has Hisikwa. She has Hisikwa lineage. Yes. So I was very because the Hisikwas is the neighboring tribe to my tribe, the Horihokwa or the Griqua, later known as the Hottentot. And finally, the colored. So the Esekwas also falls under that banner of colored in the Western Cape, under that Huhu banner, colored. So that was quite a thrilling adventure to find out that my sister was Esekwa. Yes. And we also discovered that the Esekwas colors were blue. You know, we looked up the Esekwa tribe and what colors they were. On that particular day, I think you either wore blue or I bought you a blue dress. Something blue was happening.
And yes, you gifted me. You gifted me with a blue dress the previous week. After that, we found out about the Hesakwa. Yes.
Yes.
And I also wore the blue dress that specific day when you gave me the news that this is
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Wow. So that's amazing. But tonight we want to talk about what is happening in the world. We are front stage breaking news within the world right now. Donald Trump has, as most of you know, Donald Trump has said that he is pulling foreign aid out of South Africa because of this new bill that Cyril Ramaphosa has signed in. And his exact words were that Cyril Ramaphosa is stealing land. And he could be even doing worse things, was his exact words to the reporter. And so many people don't understand what is going on. What is Donald Trump on about? what most people don't know is that this new bill that Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of South Africa, has signed in, excludes most of the Khoi from gaining rights to our indigenous native homelands. The bill only allows for those who lost land post 1913 to be able to reclaim land. Any land lost before 1913 then falls into government owned hands. It becomes state grounds, which means that Cyril Ramaphosa, like Donald Trump says, is now stealing native, aboriginal, Hu, and Khoi land. And so that is what we are discussing today, because most people think that this thing is about what is his new sidekick, the guy from South Africa, Elon Musk. I suppose because Elon Musk is from South Africa, he maybe gave Donald Trump a heads up that listen here, the indigenous people or the First Nation of South Africa is not the Bantus who are currently um, who hold the political reign, the ones who are currently leading our country politically. They are not the First Nation. As a matter of fact, the Gugu tribe or the Khoisan tribe is the first, yes, or the First Nation. So what is your thoughts on that, sis?
Like we spoke earlier this day, um, I just shared with someone that was so devastated about Trump's. They said it's accusations. It's nothing but accusations. But I told that person that this is not accusations. This is truth, because I'm not sure about the dates, but like you said, to 1913 was the was some kind of thing that Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa did with the Khoisan, meaning only the white people must give back land. That dated to as of from that.
Mm,
And I explained to this person that for me, Donald Trump had to win. Donald Trump had to win. Donald Trump had to put fire underneath us. For us to wake up,
mm,
for us to wake up, Donald needed to put on this whole thing in order for it to come through to us. For us to realize that we need to come back to Africa and wake our leaders up, because these are the political leaders that we have chosen. These are
mm,
the people that we have to keep accountable for whatever
mm,
they did. We have
mm,
to we have to keep them accountable for the losses they've made, for the contracts they've signed, cutting out the indigenous people. I'm not
mm,
going to talk tonight. I'm not going to talk about uh, anything other than what is rightfully ours and that
mm,
needs to be given to us. But my
mm,
thoughts on Donald Trump is Donald Trump is doing the right thing for the indigenous people.
mm,
Donald Trump
mm,
is doing the right thing unknowingly to the indigenous
mm,
people.
mm,
Everything Donald Trump is doing is for our greater good. It's for us. I told you somewhere 2 weeks ago that except Obi Pavilion, I will be in the audience.
you're watching from the balcony. Yes, you're watching from the
I'm
balcony.
watching from
Pavilion.
there, and
Mm,
I will, for me, this is the fight between the Bantu and the white. It's not our fight.
mm,
They made,
mm, mm,
they made contracts. They
mm,
understood one
mm,
another back then to
mm,
colonize us, to take our
mm,
land. They had agreements, they had secret meetings. And they made this decision to push us back
mm,
all these years. And
mm,
they made this
mm,
decision based on their greed.
mm,
So
mm.
I'm watching from the balcony. I'm watching. I'm part of the audience. I'm going to watch these people. The white man realized that he messed up. He really messed up, and he gave these Bantus the land over to the Bantus, and these Bantus they messed everything up. As much as we don't want to say it, as much as we don't want to be or feel so harsh, we just want to bring it through to our Khoisan, Kwek
Yes,
people.
and to the world.
Mm.
Yes, and to the world as to what is really happening in Southern Africa. But most people don't know that there was in 1883 there was an act signed, the Native Territories um, Act. Is a I'm trying to remember the word correctly now. Native 1888, 1883 Native Territories Act was signed. In this act that was signed, the then colonizer, the white people, the Dutch, wrote a bill into law that says that anybody who is Zulu or Xhosa could annex Khoisan lands, or the Khoisan had to become part of these two tribes. As a matter of fact, there was a clause to this bill. Not only are they saying with this 1883 Act that these foreign Bantu tribes, the Zulus and the Xhosas, could come into Khoisan territory, claim our land, force us to assimilate into their tribes. There was a clause signed to this Act of 1883 that says if anybody objects or speaks negatively about this act, they can be sent to jail for a year, which means you as Khoi, you as native, you as indigenous, not only are you going to be assimilated, but if you make so much as a noise and say this is not right, or we don't want to assimilate, or our tribe is independent, we don't want to become part of the Bantu tribes, we don't want them to take our land over, you could go to jail for a year. Now people can go and look up this act. It's the 1883 Native Territories Act. That act came in 1883. And then in 1927, another act came in, which was the Cape Native Laws Amendment. In this, in 1887, in 1887, a new act comes in 1887, saying the Cape Native Laws Amendment Act states that a Bantu
Sorry,
not
sir, there's
only can
something
assimilate,
happened.
no, that's okay. Not only are we, but now they are making them the chiefs of the Khoi. So now they take away the chieftainship of our people. So this has been a perpetual cycle of colonization, a perpetual cycle of annexing, a perpetual cycle of excluding the native Khoisan from
Mm.
our lands. And so, rightfully so, as Donald Trump says, if this new act that Cyril Ramaphosa signed says that only those who lost their land post 1913, which means all those other lands that was annexed by the Bantus, by the Zulus, by the Xhosas, by the whites, assimilating us, taking our land, that all falls away. Because if they take this act further than 1930, that means the Zulu loses their land, the Bantu loses their land, the Tswanas loses their land. Else, as a matter of I said all there will be left over, the European foreigner and the Bantu foreigner. The only thing that will be left over is the ships that they came on in here with. And a lot of people have been telling me, but they didn't come in ships. They were always here. I beg to differ.
Yes,
There is evidence.
yes.
The Ammon foot is the one ship that they came in, but you can go and look this up for yourself.
Yes.
That the Bantus of Southern Africa were brought in as slaves because the Khoi and the San refused to work on the lands of the colonizer that was taken away. Also, the Khoi and the San kept on resisting. They kept on resisting, which means Jan van Riebeeck actually wrote to the then, I can't get to his name now, and said to them, the colony cannot flourish because the Khoi is giving them a hard time. Send us slaves to help us build the colonies. And that
Mm.
is when the Amr and this other ship, it starts with the H, it just eludes my name, but you can go and look this up, brought slaves in from Central and West Africa that then became Zulus and Xhosas. Before 1886, there was no such thing as a Zulu. There was no such thing as a Xhosa. There was no such thing as a Tswana. We were classified as indigenous or native Khoi, slaves, and white. There was nothing else. And other, of
Mm.
course, meaning these few Indians and Chinese who have been here all along, who have been trading with the Khoi all along.
Mm.
So this act,
Um, mm. Yes, I'm
no,
listening.
this act, what Cyril Ramaphosa is doing is not only is he saving his tribes from losing the land that they annexed from the Khoi and the San pre 1940, not only, but also whatever land he grabs onto, he can do it whatever he please. And right now, we all know that there's a Jewish stronghold within the Western Cape because of the DA, the Democratic Alliance, a lady called Helen Zille, who's now the Premier of the Western Cape. She's a known Zionist. She's a known oppressor of the Khoi and the San. And she wants land. As a matter of fact, if you go to Burkap, which is where most of the Khoi is, if you go to Musenberg, where most of the Khoi is, and to Kalpe, those people are losing their houses that still had houses because they are pushing up taxes, which means the Khoi cannot afford to live there anymore. The taxes are so high, and so they have to sell. And so the Jews are buying these properties and building lavish houses. So it's all a ploy to get rid of the indigenous people as if we don't exist.
Mm. So, Sissy, please enlighten us. Why does Cyril Ramaphosa, why is he not recognizing, but why is he not mentioning what Donald Trump is saying, that whatever he did now, dating back to 1914, 13,
40,
14,
yes,
that
yes.
the land should be given back? Is it only for the whites, like I've heard, or is it for the Bantus as well? Isn't the Bantu didn't the Bantu take over the land before that?
So yes, so there was it was a systematic, you must remember that in Southern Africa it was a systematic grab of land, right? When Jan van Riebeeck came, there was a grab of land.
Hmm.
Then colonization ended and a system called apartheid came in. And when apartheid came in, that was the Group Areas Act. Then
Hmm.
whatever, that is why I tell people, if you are Khoi, if you say you are Khoi, as a matter of fact, if you say you are native, there's no way that you own land. There's no way that you own your indigenous land. Because
Hmm.
when apartheid came in, the Group Areas Act said that a colored person, a person of color, which is a native person, which is a descendant of the Hu and the San, it is illegal for you to own land. So then all of us lost our land, respectively. Now he is trying to say, Cyril Ramaphosa is saying, they only wish to address the Group Areas Act, those who lost their land during the Group Areas Act. He's excluding all the other land that was lost previous to the Group Areas Act. And
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is
Mm.
because if he takes this date further back, all the
His
Bantus lose the
people,
land.
his people will lose the land. His people. But this is so my people. I'm talking from a spiritual perspective now. This
Mm.
is inevitable. What's about to happen and what is already happening is inevitable. We just need to stand in our power as a First Nation and all First Nations all over the world. I'm
All
so
over the
proud of
world.
I'm so proud of the Maori people. They actually encourage me to push harder and to do the us Khoisan are known for truth. We are known for truth. We don't we don't beat around the bush. We call a spade a spade.
Mm.
And if you come to us, you better come right. Like my sister said earlier, I'm from a Hessequa tribe. And the interesting thing
Mm.
that she mentioned was with Hessequa tribe, we are no nonsense people.
Oh,
And
no
she said,
nonsense.
and she always said that she always wondered why am I so on it and so, you know? But
Mm.
then she realized, but that is exactly how the Hessequas is. We
Mm.
are we are known for come right, you must come right, or you mustn't come at all.
Yes,
So
yes.
this time we need to stand in our truth, do what is right, and we are moving. Khoisan people, we
Mm.
are moving.
Mm. Mm.
As long as we know the great one in the sky, give acknowledge to the great one in the sky, God, whatever you call the higher power. But
Yes.
I want to add to see that, or I want to add, yeah, that currently here in Namibia, it's an uproaring of land.
Yes.
We
Yes. Yes.
are demanding land now because
Yes.
we feel that we've been pushed back all our lives. And
Mm.
I pray to God, to the Great One, that all shall be well with us and that we will all
This
adhere to the laws of God. Mm.
mm. This is a collective fight, not only for the Khoi in South Africa. And people don't understand that when we talk Khoisan, we are talking South Africa, Namibia, where my sister is currently at, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. They broke Southern Africa up into these different countries. That is how huge we are, the Khoi and the San. And you find us, the Khoi and the San, in all four these countries. Um, Predominantly, the Khoi tribes are Namibia, South Africa, parts of Botswana.
Part of
The
Zimbabwe
San, yeah, parts of the San tribes, very much Zimbabwe, very much
and Angola.
Botswana, Angola.
Angola.
Yes, little bit very little bit in Angola. Let's
Very
not get it
little.
because they,
Yes.
yes, very
Very
little
little.
in Angola. Because when all this happened, when the assimilation started happening, when colonization started happening, our people from Angola started moving inland towards Namibia. But most of the Bantu and Nguni tribes, because they knew that they were getting enslaved, they stayed up there because they didn't want to come here, right? Anyway, we are all fighting collectively, all Khoi and San, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe. We are all rolling together. That is why this thing is so powerful right now. And not only is First Nation of Southern Africa rolling. If you watch the news right now, all First Nations across the world is singing the same song from Maui, like Sister said, into Australia, into New Zealand, into the Americas. All the First Nations are waking up and saying, this has been an abuse of power. where foreign entities have come in and appropriated not only our land, but our language, our culture, our heritage, who we are, the kids say this word, and I love this word, they gaslight. They've been gaslighting the First Nations. But I always tell people, out of all the First Nations, the Khoi has probably lost the most. Because out of all First Nations, sorry, sister, just let's give it a minute, but I'll continue. Out of all First Nations, the Khoi are the only ones who lost our language, who lost our lands, who lost our culture, who lost our traditions. As a matter of fact, we were classified a completely different race, meaning people don't even recognize that we are descendants of the Who and the Sun. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back,
Sorry
welcome back.
for that. Sorry for that. Uh, tech from it was from your side, sis.
I'm not sure. I think I was on, but we'll see in the replay because this is a live, so I'm not sure. But we apologize for the technical
Thank
difficulties.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, Viva, I don't know if he knows just the magnitude of what he has done. He has exposed these abuses of power, these foreigners who came in and stole. And let us not start talking about the deals that the Zulus, the Khoisas, and the Europeans made to exclude the indigenous people from our lands. It is a sad but true state of affairs that an African is colonizing another African. And that is the truth.
Mm.
We are going to conclude this. We said we won't have the live that long, so we are going to conclude the live. So, if you have any last words.
I wanted to ask something. I heard a few months back that the Khoisan gave the Zulu, not the Zulu, the Xhosa, the name Xhosa. Why? Do you perhaps know why? Why did they refer to the Xhosa as angry? We refer
Perfect.
to the Xhosa.
I am not going to be so bold as to speak to about but in the name, if our ancestors called them angry men, because we are a very direct people. Would you agree, sister? If the thing is green, we say it's green. If the thing is blue, we say it's blue. We're not going to say it's amber or it's cerise or it's. We call the spade, like you said. And so Khoza means angry men, but it is a Khoisan word. It is a
Hmm.
native word. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gave them these names. There was no Khoza tribes. There was no Zulu tribes. There was no Zulu king. The Zulu king is an invention by the Europeans to help them fight the English, the Boers. They had to help the slave masters fight the English who were coming, the British who were coming after them, because it was the Dutch who brought the
Yeah.
African child from Central and West Africa. And when they did
Hmm.
that big trek, the forward trek, they trekked with their slaves. And so they gave them power and land and said, fight with us. And so we make you a king. At the end of the day, they will also be betrayed. But alas, they are still siding with foreigners, with people who invaded our lands. And now the
Hmm.
same thing is happening to Namibia, where the Bantu, who is called the Bambus, are in fact, as a matter of fact, even Namibia is under foreign rule. Botswana is under foreign rule. Zimbabwe is under foreign rule. There's not a Khoi or a San ruling any of our lands. It is
Hmm.
all under foreign rule.
For sure, sister, for sure. So yeah, that was it. like you said,
That is,
we planned to have a short video tonight, but I feel that we are going to have more videos from now on.
mm,
To Sasi, you have been keeping the. I just need to say that out loud while
oh,
we are on the podcast. So thank you so much
kijk
for
aan,
your time.
kijk
Thank
aan kan
you, viewers, for your time. Thank you for tuning into our channel. I hope we mostly brought the message to you. Thank God for that. We thank God for the. We thank God for you, and may your night be blessed. Wherever, whenever you tune in. May your day be blessed. May your morning be blessed. Thank you so much once again. And please don't forget to like, and subscribe to our channel.
Mm.
Mr. C, over to you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. For the people who tuned in, thank you for tuning in. For those who liked the video, thank you for liking the video. There's a Chitang Singh that said hi. Hi
Yeah.
to you too. Yeah,
Hello,
Kai
hello.
say.
Mm,
Hello, hello.
mm,
And
mm,
blessings to everybody far and wide and to the First Nations around the world. Our ancestors are waking us all up collectively. That the abuse of power will fall. That First Nations
mm,
across the world will stand together as one again. Just on an interesting note, I watched a documentary the other day and about the Mawans, and they said awe, 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 and I said, but we say awe. And then when I listened
mm.
to how they had our sound, they had our sounds, and I thought this must be how we always communicated. So to all the First
Interesting.
Nations,
Mm.
yeah, all the First Nations, power to all of us, power to our ancestors. May they guide us and keep us strong and carry us through this so that we who are boots on the ground will represent them in our power to
Mm.
bring forth truth to this world that has become full of lies. Thank you,
Kai
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Mm, mm. Thank you.